everyone, today we are rounding big numbers. Let's go ahead and get started. This up here is just for reference. You can use it if it helps you, but you don't have to put anything on it. Then the question is down here. Ari reads 56,789 pages of Harry Potter. Wow, go Ari. Rounded to the nearest 1,000, how many pages does she read? So step one is just to think about, what is this question about? It is about Harry Potter. Question 2, what are we trying to figure out? We're trying to figure out how many pages she read rounded to the nearest 1,000. Question 3, what information do we need to figure this out? We need this, and we need that. All right, now this says please write the number here. So we're going to write this number in the box. Circle the place you are rounding to. So if you need to use your place value chart, go ahead and put that in there to figure out what digit is in the thousands place. It's the 6. Underline the power number. The power number will always be the neighbor to the right. That's the 7 right there. Great. Now we're going to put it on a number line and answer a couple questions to help us through this. So first of all, what place are we rounding to? Thankfully, it says it right there in the question. So we're rounding to the thousands. What are the benchmarks? So the number 56,789 is between what two thousands? Well, I'm going to take a look at this and see. 56,000, so one of them is 6,000. We are going to be between the 6,000s and the 7,000s. All right, that's the 2,000s we're between. So the benchmarks would be 6,000 versus 7,000. What is the halfway point? So what would be halfway between 6,000 and 7,000? It'll always have a 5. So for example, I know that halfway between 60 and 70 is 65. And halfway between 600 and 700 is 650. So halfway between 6,000 and 7,000 is 6,500. That's our halfway point. It will always have a 5 in it. Question 4, are we rounding up or down? So we are going to plot this and see. If it's past the halfway point, this number here, if it's up here, we'll round up. And if it's lower than the halfway point, we'll round down, okay? Another trick is to look at that 7, the power number, and if it is 5 or more, let it soar, and if it is 4 or less, let it rest. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that on the number line, and I want you to plot these even if you already know how to round, okay? So, on one end, we have that lower benchmark, which was 6,000, but we're going to put in the whole number with a 6,000. So what I mean is 56,000. Just keep that 5 from before. And then our upper benchmark was 7,000, so 57,000. So we're just asking, okay, where are we between 56,000 and 57,000? The halfway point was 6,500, and go ahead and just stick that 5 back in there. 56,500 is our halfway point. All right, so now the question is, where does this lie? All right, well, here's what these would look like. These are going to be your hundreds here, okay? So now we're looking at that 7. So we are at 56,100, like this. 56,200, 56,300, 56,400, 56,500, 56,600, 56,700, 56,800, 56,900, 57,000. So the 7 is going to show us what hundreds we are at on this line and ultimately help us decide if we're closer to the top or the bottom. It is a 7. So we are at 56,789. So we are around here. So this would be 56,700, and we're a little bit past that. So we can see that we are on the upper half of our number line. We're more than halfway, so we are going to round up to 57,000. Okay, When you're rounding up, the number you circled goes up a digit. Everything to the left of it stays the same. Everything to the right always, always, always turns into a 0. So we determine that we rounded up. And then when we put in our answer, we're going to write 57,000 pages. We want to make sure to put in pages because this is about how many pages she read. All right, so that is how we round. Stick around if you want to see one more. If you want to go try it on your own now, you can. Peyton's soccer team has made 6,298,801 goals in the last few years. Yes, I know these numbers are ridiculously large, but that's okay. How many goals have they made rounded to the nearest million? All right, so first of all, I want you to write your number here and circle the place you're rounding to. Underline the power number. That's the next door neighbor to the right. Great. Using the shortcut, we would just look at this 2. If it's 4 or less, let it rest, which means you're rounding down and the whole number would become just a 6. Rounding down, it stays a 6, and then zeros after it. But if this is more than 5 or more, we would round up and it would become a 7. All right, so that's how that shortcut works, okay? What place are we rounding to? We are rounding to the millions because it says so in the question. What are the benchmarks? So the benchmarks are what 2 millions is it between? So it is between, on the lower end, if we went down, it would be a 6 million. And if we went up, it would be a 7 million. So we are between 6 million and 7 million. What's the halfway point? So remember the halfway point will always have a 5 in it. So 6 million and 7 million. The halfway point will always have a 5 right after. So it would be 6 million and then a 5. All right, if that neighbor is a 5, you're halfway. That's your halfway point. 6,500,000. Okay? So let's go ahead and put that on the timeline. I'm sorry, the number line. 6 million versus 7 million. The halfway point just has a 5 where that neighbor is. So it would be 6,500,000. And then we are going to plot this and see where it ends up. So just to give you an idea, this is 6 million. This is 6,100,000, 6,200,000, 6,300,000, 6,400,000, 6,500,000, 6,600,000, 6,700,000, 6,800,000, 6,900,000, 7 million. I'm pointing at this digit because that's the 100,000s. So where are we? Are we the 6,500,000? Well, no, because that's a 2, right? We are at the 200,000s. So to plot this, we would just go 6,298. So it's actually pretty close to 300,000. But we're over here by that 2. So now we're going to say, are we rounding up or down? Are we on the upper half of the number line? Or are we on the lower half of the number line? Are we past halfway or are we below halfway? We are below halfway, so we are rounding down to 6 million. So we'd say we are going to round down. And the answer would be 6 million, but 6 million what? Don't forget your label. 6 million goals, or even better, it'd be 6 million soccer goals. All right, so looking at that shortcut one more time, all you have to do is look at the 2. The 2 is less than 5, so you're rounding down. And you can see it on the number line. The 2 didn't get us very far, just 2 ticks. Doot, doot. If it was more than 5, like a 6 or 7 or 8, we would round up because we'd be closer to 7 million. But that 2 caused us to round down. So remember, just circle your digit and look at the neighbor. This is the power number. If it's 5 or more, let it soar. If it's 4 or less, let it rest.